Okay, today we are going to do a video on Elisa Lam. I had to look up the name because I wasn't familiar with it. This is a young woman who went kind of disappeared for a little bit and was found drowned in a hotel somewhere. It was kind of suspicious how she died, so let's kind of take a look here and see if anything pops out. Knife stabbed. I don't think she was stabbed. I'd have to re-look at it. I don't think she was stabbed, but maybe she was held at knife point. Self-harm, suicide. Church, cult, religion. Like I said, I didn't really look into it. I just wanted to see who she was and how she had died. Business. Let's move these down a little. This is for Elisa Lam. Abandoned. Asphyxiation. Two more. Underwater. And coworker. All right. So we have some things that are lining up here. Let's take a quick look at what the cards are telling me. So, knife stabbed with the abandoned underneath it. This could have been somebody who was holding her at knife point, or threatened to stab her, or maybe she felt stabbed in the back and had spoken up about it, and maybe felt abandoned about what had happened to her. Maybe she felt suicidal at some point, or wanting to self-harm. Possibly threatened to hang herself or had thoughts of hanging herself. Forewarning, this could be a trigger video, so if something along these lines upsets you, I apologize. This is strictly, for entertainment purposes only. I do enjoy looking into cold cases or missing persons cases, or those who were potentially murdered, or just weird cases that it doesn't seem right. And this is one of those cases that doesn't seem right. And as I was talking about the self-harm and the asphyxiation, my right ear, I went deaf in my left ear here. Did I say right ear? I went deaf in my left ear. We have church, cult, religion with underwater. Maybe she felt like she couldn't be supported by those she confided in. So if those she confided in had discussed, like, hey, this happened to me, and then they didn't support her, that could be something to look into. Maybe those people, the people that she had confided in, maybe those people are holding back information. She could have been known for self-harming and we don't know it. I don't see anything mental health related. That doesn't mean that she didn't have mental health issues. I just don't see anything mental health related. But the business and coworker really sticks out to me. So this could have been a job where she felt like a coworker had stabbed her in the back or made her feel like she was being abandoned. Or she could have felt as though she was suffocating in her work or by this coworker. I don't know if this was a business trip where she had passed away. I think I read that she was in a hotel. I'm not really sure what the situation is there. So let's kind of dive a little deeper with the tarot. Let's take a look at the knife and stabbed. Take a look at knife and stabbed. Oh my. I'm going to take this one. I don't like it when they all come out at once. That usually tells me that, you know, this whatever information that I'm about to read is in a hurry to come out. So we have Ten of Swords in reversed. Ten of Swords in the upright, I would say, oh yeah, there's definitely knives involved. In the reverse, it could have felt as though she was being abandoned, that things were being left unsaid, major lack of communication here, unable to get the closure that she needed, or her family could feel as though they were stabbed in the back. They could have an idea of who did this and are having a hard time getting the closure that they need. This is an interesting Ten of Swords. It's getting noisy. I want to know what's going on. So the interesting part about this Ten of Swords is this line here. There's this line, and it's separating whatever is being illuminated. So to me, this looks like a sun, and the sun's rays, it's being illuminated, but it's dark. So this could be something that is very well hidden. This could be a motive where somebody is very good at hiding why they did what they did. The communication could be hush hush, let's not even bring it up again. But in the reverse, it's like the swords are going to come out one by one eventually. The truth is going to come out eventually. Resistance to the why will come out eventually. Let's check out the self-harm. Get a card for self-harm and suicide here. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. See, to me, this is... Normally, I would say the Nine of Cups is wishes is fulfilled. This is somebody who's daydreaming about the things that they want. They have the options in front of them. They can choose whichever path or whichever cup they want. In the reverse, it's like everything is being dropped. Everything is forgotten. Everything is given up on. No longer wanting to fight for the future. I guess it was just really weird as to how she, I guess, got where she went. I could have sworn I saw that she had like drowned in a hotel hot tub, or was found somewhere on the roof, or I know there was a reservoir or something. She was found in water. I do know that. But it's like everything was given up on. She no longer has a future to fight for. I mean, obviously, because she's passed away. But they can't decide whether it was suicide or if something else was involved as to how she had drowned. They're not sure if it was suicide or something, or if there was foul play involved. I feel as though if there was more time, they would have found more evidence on her. Like if they would have found her in time, they would have been able to see, I don't know, bruises or marks or something along those lines. Maybe they found her in time and I'm just making that up. I don't know. Church, cult, religion. What's that about? Church, cult, religion. Maybe she felt like she was brainwashed. Because when I think of cult, I think of being brainwashed into doing things that you don't want to do. This could have been somebody who brainwashed her into giving up. Sometimes as I'm reading, doing a tarot reading, things start to make a little more sense as I'm doing the reading, as I'm getting into it. So at first it may seem a little wonky, but look at that, the Nine of Cups showed up. So what was in reverse is now in the upright. Someone got what they wanted out of this, but why? But why? Why did they get what they wanted? Can I get another card for the Nine of Cups? Can I get another card for the Nine of Cups? Can I get another card for the Nine of Cups? Oh, I'm sorry, I almost said the Chariot. The Knight of Cups. So the way I'm seeing it is there's a person, man or woman, who they were emotionally attracted to her or emotionally motivated towards her. And she's like, I don't need you. I'm my own person. I'm very independent, can do my own thing. I fulfill my own wishes. I fill my own cups. But I feel as though they kind of wore her down, broke her down. As I said before, possibly brainwashed her into believing she wasn't worth anything. Is there such a thing as being guilty of brainwashing somebody into or manipulating somebody into killing themselves? I'm not sure if that's a thing. Oh, to look into things. Business. Let's take a look at the business card here. What is this business card for? What is this business card for? Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm going to take all three of these. We have Two of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. They all did come up reversed. I'm going to flip them over so you can see what they look like in the upright. So we have Ten of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. I feel like somebody really mentally beat her down or potentially physically abused her prior to all of this. So obviously you wouldn't see any markings on her, but somebody really broke her into believing that she wasn't worth anything. Because in the reverse, it's a weight is lifted off her shoulders. But I'm looking at those Ten of Wands, and in the upright, it's a burden. Something is a burden, but in the reverse, I feel as though somebody was abusive, especially with the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody who's physically moving, physically attacking. And even though the Pentacles is very slow, in the reverse, I feel as though it's a quicker movement for the Pentacles. In the upright, it's somebody who's very patient, not afraid to wait, put in the physical labor, and wait for their return. But in the reverse, it's somebody who's very impatient, not afraid to be physically abusive, I would say. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse is very unbalanced energy. I feel like this is very ugly energy. This could be an ugly sort of business. Maybe she found something out about whatever job she was doing and felt as though it, you know, finding out secrets can be very overwhelming. Maybe she was threatened with physical bodily harm from her job. If she was even employed, I don't even know. Or it could have been somebody at her job. Let's take a look at abandoned. Could have been abandoned by her job because she knew too much. Let's talk about the abandoned card here. Oh no. So this is the one that came flying out. We have the Page of Cups, abandoned. She could have been seen as kind of childish or childlike. Kind of like a daydreamer. But with the abandoned card, she could have felt like a fish out of water. I don't know why I always think that when I see the Page of Cups is a fish out of water. It's like the one thing I describe this card as, a fish out of water. Being alone on an island, that abandoned feeling, like nobody believes you, nobody's going to believe you, you're all alone, maybe even emotionally unsettled by everything, but don't know how to communicate that, unable to communicate. Maybe she felt thoroughly trapped in unable to tell anybody what's going on. Nobody's going to believe her. Man, I don't even know if any of that's right. You guys will have to investigate that one. I don't know. Asphyxiation. Let's take a look at that one. I feel like time ran out. I know that I don't have a timing card here because I have a time sensitive card in my Oracle deck, but I feel like time is of the essence in this case. Like if they would have found her sooner, or if it wouldn't have taken so long to investigate her disappearance. I don't know. Something along those lines. I feel as though that's really important here. Asphyxiation. She could have felt very... what's the word I'm looking for? Very strangled by her job or her position or situation, or felt... let's take a look at asphyxiation here. King of Wands. There's definitely someone here who overpowered her. Could have been somebody who is very attractive. You could be looking for somebody who's very attractive or charming. Oh, that word charming. You know it's a serial killer or somebody who's a killer if you describe them as charming. That's always one word that is always used when you watch documentaries about killers. Is that they were very charming. And that is exactly the feeling I get here. Somebody was very charming and took advantage of her, not immaturity, but potentially her need to be alone, or her, if she had social anxiety, or she liked to do things all by herself. This person took advantage of that. They knew she would be alone. They knew that she wouldn't tell it, or not necessarily wouldn't tell anybody, but knew that nobody would believe her if she said something along those lines. Let's see, underwater. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Darn. Everything's very wobbly. The Queen of Swords. Oof. Someone is very cutthroat about this. They had no problem doing what they did. They do not feel any remorse or regret. No emotional connection whatsoever. And they feel as though they're never going to get caught. So if she was attacked, this person is most likely never going to be caught. Let's check out the coworker card here. The Seven of Swords. Yep. This person was very sneaky. I want to say a sneaky little bastard. They're very sneaky and they're getting away with it. This person is a liar, a cheat, one of those people who is like a scumbag. And if this was a coworker of hers, you would know it instantly. If you were a part of her life, if you were a part of her job or everyday circumstances, you know exactly who I'm talking about. They're very charming, they're very attractive, and very confident, and they're sneaky, they're liars, they're a snake, and they're going to get away with it. If they were a part of her passing away. I have no proof. Nobody has proof, and they're never going to have proof, and this person knows it. So if they got away with it, they're going to never be found guilty of it. If this is something she had done to herself, it was out of a childlike emotional reaction to things. If she had done this to herself, it was due to unable to come to terms with something and felt like this was her only option. Even though she had other options, she felt this was her only option. If she had done this to herself, it was a quick decision that she made. I can't think of the word. That she made very... All I can think of is quickly. It was an abrupt decision. She hadn't thought it through. She hadn't really dwelled on it or given whatever situation that made her feel like she had to do something about it. She didn't sit on it for very long. This was very fast, and that was it. So this was Elisa Lam. I hope this reading was helpful. If you guys know anything else about this case or what had happened to her, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you have suggestions on who you'd like me to read on next, leave a comment down below. Hit that like, subscribe button if you want to see more videos. And I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.